Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris Orme, and you rejoin us here after some recording errors. There was a whole spiel about the transfer list being 60 large and down to 17, why it's going to be lower in the very near future, new breeding save going to be made. Yeah, I lost all that footage. So, can I do this in a condensed version? In a really quick way? I think so. I think we can give it a go. That's pretty much a transfer list, as well as Rose. My lovely Rose is in there. Very similar horses, very similar sort of things. Up to my requirements though. On potential to 75, ability needs to be at least 25. I don't have any in there. I might have actually put that up to 30, which is what I was thinking of doing anyway. So yeah, that, up the requirements there. Confidence from 40 goes up to 50. Cruising burst minimum of 20. Thinking about making that 25. That'll call another couple out. Extra speed stays at 70. Don't care about deterioration because we're winning 3-year-old races for the Triple Crown. And I'll be happy if that's all they ever do, so not a worry there. Enthusiasm stays at 40 just because that seems to be, we'd be cutting out 2/3 of the horses that make all of the rest of my requirements just on that fact alone. So cruising burst up to 25 would get rid of 2. Ability up to 40 would get rid of 2. Confidence of 60 would get rid of what? 4, 5? Would get rid of 5. But it wouldn't be too bad. Getting rid of the 40s here, that's 3, 5, 7 of those just on that one criteria alone. So that's kind of where I'm looking at things. And even though Huntress and Shift are very, very similar, and Tyrion and Red Hand are very similar, just go across, see how similar those kind of horses really are. A little bit here and there, maybe the big speed difference there, 10% difference. Other things, just 5% here, 5% there, ignore deterioration, doesn't matter for what I'm talking about. But even though those are the cases, if I were to breed Tyrion with each of these 6 horses, and then breed Red Hand with each of these 6 horses, as I have been doing in previous saves, in previous breeding saves, that's what I've done. I've got a little matrix built out where across the top axis, I've got the male horses, female horses on the left-hand side, and then just a little bit about who I'm breeding with who this season, with a little question mark in it. If they haven't bred a horse that makes my standards, it gets a red X. Otherwise, it gets a green circle. And that way, I'm just able to very quickly build this little matrix of, breeding matrix of who's bred with who worked, why. And what I noticed was, if these were the ones going down here, Huntress and Shift, I would see, for example, Huntress would be green, red, 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 green, red, 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 red. And a near identical horse in Shift with very similar breeding lines and abilities, potential, speed, stamina, everything nigh on similar to within one stat being 5 difference, say in a conference being a 60 instead of 55, Shift or the horse in Shift's place would become a much better breeder, whether it be green, 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 red, green, 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 green. Like, I don't know. I had very few that were 50-50 sort of strike marks on the breeding scale. I had a lot that were very good breeders and produce horses which met all of these criteria here that I've upped my requirements of. Had horses which met every single one of those on nearly every single fall they produced over a 20-year period. I had others that only had one fall, and they were nigh on identical to the ones that had 20 to 20. And I don't know why. The only thing I can think of is a hidden breeding stat. Happened on the fillies, happened on the colts. Whether it was a sire or dam didn't matter. I could do Tyrion and Red Hand, the biggest differences in speed. But, let's say every single fall they produce is 70 speed, there would still be loads that would fail on potential or fail on the extra speed. Even though they were being bred to the same horses, I could breed Straya with Tyrion and Straya with Red Hand, and one of them would just breed better than the other. And then when I coupled the poor dams with the poor sires, again it kicked back to being terrible. So I think there's a hidden mechanic or a hidden breeding stat or something in there, which will make sense. It does make sense, makes it totally random. So as if you were trialing for the league, I think you've got to trial even more than you did in the past. You've got to trial for breeding in Starters Order 7. I know a lot of people did something along those lines, whereas let's say you went to the breeding screen, sort by Group 1 wins. There we go. So we got Tudor, Morgan, Common Touch, and the old Buccaneer. Those are your top 4 guys. So you'd set up a game, we'd breed Bella to Tudor Empire in that first season. You know, we gamble for money, whatever, we set ourselves up, and we gamble to get everything we needed. Then Bella would breed to Tudor Empire. At the end of that season, where we're just not racing, we're just simulating the whole season, we save the game right at the beginning of the year, don't save it anywhere else. We get to the end of that year, roll over into the next season and see what the fall is like, what the yearling's like. If it's good, we write in our list Tudor Empire. And then we, what would they do? I think they task manager it. I think it saves the game now when you close down. But if you task manager it, it won't save. You can go back in, reload from before you set the breeding up, and then you breed Bella with Morgan B. And that one doesn't work out. Then you do it all again without ever saving. And you go down the list, and you've got a list of 10 sires that are good. You bring 10 good horses from your transfer list. You breed each of those with them. You go through a year. And then you do my little matrix again to see which ones breed with which, produce good horses. And you just keep on pushing those out to the transfer list like I do. Or you just whittle down the good pairings and then do as many of them as you can in one game, in one season. Export those horses, trial them, and then only use the good trialers to improve your breeding stock for the leagues. It's all about trialing, not racing in game. So I might have got confused along the way because I don't do that, and I've never really done that. I've never even really tried it more than for like an hour or 2 hours back on Starters Order 6 when I was looking at the league. And I read how people did it. Very confusing to me. I understand everything behind it, just very confusing as to why it's so needlessly complicated. And I can't even explain why I think it's complicated. But what it is, what it is. There might be a new hidden element in this game. It might be something that I'm totally overlooking. The Huntress and Shift might be breeding completely different. They both breed to each of these horses and each of these horses, and the strike rates will be vastly different, even though they are very, very similar horses. Everything is the same here, apart from a furlong in breeding indicator doesn't usually mean much. Sort of 5% different in confidence in favor of Huntress, 5% cruising burst in favor of Shift, and some enthusiasm. There's very little difference in those horses. So I'm going to have to trial. I'll whittle down the transfer list again. I'll be setting up a new breeding save soon. We're on patch 116 now. I don't think it'll affect things in this game. It only really affects when you create the game, I think. So I don't think some of the stuff there, if there's any scheduling changes, etc., that won't affect this game. So, yeah, that's a shame. So, that's my little breeding spiel over and done with. Hopefully this will record properly. I'm not going to say this a fourth time. I had audio issues. Then I had recording software issues. I'm poor. I don't have a great computer right now. It's overtaxed. It really struggles with some of the stuff I try and make it do. And I don't write the script, so I keep forgetting things. And I don't think it likes when I pause and unpause the recording software. So I'm trying not to do that, so you'll have to bear with me. Or buy me a new computer. It's up to you. Leave your answers in the comment section below. So yeah, one other thing. I messed up. I accidentally skipped a day. So I was trying to click the record window, the big record button. Yeah, actually click skip. Doesn't really matter. Probably got third in a grade 2. I haven't watched this back, but didn't seem to be too far off the pace. Beginning to pick up at the end over a mile. See, I don't understand that. I don't think that we should be running more than a mile on Pride, but maybe it's something we can take a look at from here on out. But still a pretty good run. Everybody else is in a grade 3, either a plain grade 3 or a feature race, a name grade 3. We're starting off with Psycha in Chicago, the Chicago Classic. And yeah, I don't know what really to say. We're favorite. Oh my god, did I accidentally just click to ride as a jockey? Because if that's the case, then I'm screwed. Nope. Good. Thank you. So let's see how we get off in this race. We're heading down to the back furlong. We're in just behind Mezzotint with Penelope Triam right, Parc de Knapal. It's a weird name. Villarica, Gitain, Sapphire Rouge, and Nos Dame on the outside. 3 furlongs coming around this bend. And here we are now onto the home straight, coming off with 1.5 furlongs left to go. A big lead for Mezzotint. Looks like Psycha there is going to make a nice little run over the final furlong. Gitane's coming with us, making up some ground. Probably not enough, although we've just dropped off. We dropped off badly, and we're going to lose it on the line to Gitane. Come on. Oh, we lost that by a head. We lost that by a head. Oh, probably only short-headed Mezzotint as well. I really thought we were going to win that one. Short head and a short head. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. So third in a grade 2 where we might have been a furlong too short. That's pre-video. Then we open up with a second place that was as close as all get out anyway with Psycha. As our 3-year-olds, we're in the right ballpark. We're not grade 1s. We're not Kentucky Derbies. We're not... A mile 1, you say? How very interesting. How very interesting that would have been. I'm not sure if we would have been good enough to run in that kind of class, but maybe. Maybe the Preakness, not the Kentucky Derby, but oh, we might not know. Hopefully one of these guys gets up there so we can really sort of test our new standards, our new crop of horses against the Triple Crown field, which we haven't been able to do very much so far. Not really fussed with anybody there. Oh, I just did it again. Shift just ran. Yeah, Copper's going to run as well, because why not mess everything up? There we go. Copper gets a third in a feature race. Okay. Again, short head. Oh my god. Okay, so that's two despicably close races. There's one that wasn't quite the right distance, possibly. And then the debutante, driven out by a length. Pretty decent. Okay. We get Shift a grade 3 win. So Copper's probably unlucky not to be grade 3. You know, on a different day, who knows? And, you know, Pride's maybe unlucky not to be grade 2. So we could have had a grade 2, and if Tyrion gets a decent result here, gets a good win, then we could have had all grade 3s with a grade 2. That would have been absolutely fantastic. So, yeah. Okay, let's see if we can get that win on Tyrion. It's going to be the next thing up. Just going to double check that sale. 17. Ooh. Not really anything I probably want to take a chance on. Big win. They might have been not the right distances. I don't know. Laid back, 2-year-old. I got a little bit of money. I kind of want to take that risk, maybe? Oh, that's cheaper than I thought it would be. That's never really a good sign. Okay, so 80% potential, that's pretty good. We barely hit confidence on the old stats, not the new ones. We barely hit extra speed. We hit the new enthusiasm. And we don't hit any finish applications. So I'm just going to knock that horse right out of it. I'll take the hit there of $500,000. Not dealing with sales in this video. So we've skipped 2 races by accident. Almost just skipped Tyrion there. There we go. So grade 3, let's see, can we get something on Tyrion? So a couple of short heads away from more graded races. Yeah. Let's see. Is Tyrion also a graded competitor? Large field, what's this, like 14 or so horses? Okay. We're in decent position. We don't seem to be blocked off. We've got a nice run to the front. We're not wide on the turn, so 2 furlongs we come to the home straight and we're already kicking on. We're outpacing Hollow Hayes and Merlioni. Here comes Last Cry. They're going to fade off on the outside. Crystal Valkyrie's making moves with Soy Allegra there as well. But it looks like Tyrion's just pushing out here. Hollow Hayes is going to kick right on. Going to come in within a length there at the finish. But nice, comfortable, easy grade 3 win for Tyrion. Love that indeed. Bang. Okay, so if Copper had got more lucky with that, you know, short head, it's like a quarter of a length from winning that race and getting all grade 3s. And then Psycha's a short head from getting a grade 3 there. Pride, not too far back, but a length and a half in a grade 2, but might need another length in distance. So, gonna keep checking the auction, see if anything else shows up. I just missed one. Here we go. Huntress, not the favorite. Not being tipped for it. Let's see what we've got going on here. But we seem to be consistently in the top 3s, and we're top 3s of graded races. So we can't really push the horses any more than we are, and we're getting good places out of them. So I'm fairly happy. Again, we've evolved you know, our breeding program, we've pushed it as far as it can go. We're moving up. We've redefined the characteristics of horses we deem to be acceptable, and we're now seeing that pay off in the racing side of things as well. They're able to compete for graded races much, much easily. So, Nassim Al Yasmin out in front, Taratata, I should say. On the outside, though, come a few horses. Might be looking to make a run for it. There's Apple Dumpling in the grey and red. 2 furlongs now on the home straight. It's going to fall back a little bit. And here comes the charge. By arrangement, Apple Dumpling, Taratara may be trying to get up into position as well. We might be able to come back into this. We got one last kick. I don't think we're going to. Huntress is going to fall back off the pace. Hold on to third. Top Flight, Cool Racer, not getting the job done. Apple Dumpling will take it. Blech. Suit well. Really, I didn't think it did. I didn't think it did. Okay. So 5 furlong for Huntress? Maybe? Maybe. But what do we have at 5? We have absolutely nothing. What do we got on the back end? Absolutely nothing. Yeah, I don't want to really book an August race for these guys. So, a little more time. You're good. You're good. You need more time. But there wasn't anything about over racing, so they can go probably to about 6 races if I wanted to. I could possibly race them, but I think I'll wait for September, October, see what happens there, and then maybe one in November if I feel like it. Copper might be the one to race that little bit extra. That might be one to race that little bit extra. And that would mainly be because I want that graded race win. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm thinking. Let's try a mile 1 then for Pride. Oh, I mean, that would be suicide. 126, 125, 127, 123. We're not there. I can tell we're not there. 118, dangerous enough. 114, 111, probably too rich. Doesn't seem to be much else, though, does there? There's the grade 2 coming up really quickly. I think Pride goes in. And then Psyker. I got the Force Dave. And I got that. Okay, so we got a couple of races. Not much. Really? Okay. Okay, where do we stand here? Second highest rated. Second favorite. Okay, we're not carrying extra weight. Very few horses haven't won a graded race. A couple of horses a little bit agitated. No tipsters on this one whatsoever. Okay. Well, see if we can get this then. 1 mile, 1 furlong, Jim Dandy grade 2. And it's a pretty decent getaway there. So let's see if this extra furlong helps or hinders Pride. We're up on the inside. Very risky in that we could be blocked off if these horses sort of form a barrier in front of us. But down the back stretch, gonna go round this long left-hand turn now. We're up there in third, just edging second now, coming up into a good spot. 2 furlongs here. It looks like we're trying to make some progress. We're not really closing down until under that furlong. We've got a ton of horses behind us, really trying to kick on and catch. They're not going to make it, and we're going to win a grade 2 over a mile 1 on Pride. So mile 1 is the sweet spot for Pride, even though Stamina Band might not have showed us that. That's a pretty good win. Almost 2 lengths from Lady Gorgeous. Absolutely fantastic. That's what we wanted. So if we can just get Copper a grade 3 race, I'm going to be happy. Yeah, so that normally means about a mile. Breeding says a mile. But a grade 2, 1 mile 1 furlong was key for Pride. What's my next sale? 5 and 8. So we've got the Friday auction. 2-year-olds. No, I'm not risking on any of those. Oh, there's no information in the sales. I think you're just kind of picking blind a lot of times. Yeah, not too much coming up either. Okay. Save just in case anything silly happens. But Copper. Oh, I need you to do better than third, please. I need you to do better than third. Oh, I don't even know if I can watch this. Can I finish out the season with everybody graded? Can I sneak... Ooh. Ooh. Can I sneak Psycha a grade 2 and then have my 3-year-olds on grade 2s, my 2-year-olds on grade 3s? Oh, tempting indeed. Copper's in decent position as we round the turn. We don't have to run wide. We don't need to be worrying about getting blocked off. 2 furlongs out again. Starting to kick on, make our moves, but doesn't look like we've got that sustained push. We're now struggling to overcome into that first spot. Worrying about Ronaldo on the far outside. We've got LSE Tom coming through pretty strong as well. But Copper's going to hold on. 4 abreast there for the fight for second place. Save the Bees just ahead of Ronaldo. And then the stablemates of LSE Tom and Apollo Blaze just further short heads back. So very, very close between those 4. But we win. We get the grade 3. Now I'm happy. No, I'm happy. At 2 years old, if I can get 100 rating and grade 3, I'm happy. So that's where we are. We managed to get a grade 2 on Copper. It was the only graded race really there. But we've got graded races and everything. If I can get a grade 2 on Psycha and push those up above 115 rating, then I'll have hit my benchmarks of what I think's a really good horse. So, I mean, we'll see. We've got a grade 2. We do have a grade 2. If it's a big jumping rating, then we need to bump Pride up a little bit, bump these 2 up a little bit, and then get Tyrion a decent win. I don't know if that's probable, but we're now sitting here with Psycha. Where are you? There you are. So we are favourite. We are being tipped. We're moving well, lean, ready to go. Okay. Mezzotint's back in there. Carnage, I do like that record. I don't like that horse. Handicaps, sellings, maidens. What was that? Bad grade 3, okay. And Mezzo hasn't really done much. Okay. If ever there's a time for us to be like confident, it'd be now. Wow, those bids are way bigger than I expected. I thought they said 25 grand. It's 250. Please win. I don't want to have lost 3 million on this race. A basic grade 2 for 3-year-olds over a mile on dirt. We've got Psyker. Let's see what we can do. Out in front is Delightfully with Mezzotint on our flank. Back then to Asian Love, inside to Carnage, and inside again on the rail to Witch's Brew at the rear. No change as we start our turn. We see we move away from Mezzotint. It wants to go with us, using us as a pace horse, maybe, but it's not going to match us round this bend as we come in to the final home straight. We're up half a length and lengthening over Delightfully. Mezzotint is way back now by a few lengths. Standard chase down Delightfully. Up in the second place. Nothing from the rear markers though. As Psyker comes in, free, clear, and running easy by a few lengths over Mezzotint. Almost 4. Grade 2. Beautiful. That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted. So we don't get the rating jumps. If I don't get ratings, that's fine. But 3 grade 2s. 3 grade 3s. Oh yes, and look at those records. Look at those records. We're whittling down my breedings here. That's coming to an end. Resetting up with the new horses from the transfer list. We whittled that down. We're sort of pushing all the talent into narrower corridors before expanding back out. We're reaping the benefits of it. Winning good races at 2 and 3 years of age. Still no grade 1s, but I'm starting to get to the point where I feel confident of at least testing in those grade 1s over the next couple of years. So we'll see how that goes. We will see how that goes. Again, I don't know how much I want to push these horses. So, who do I want to test here? So I just got this feeling the Huntress could run over 5. But not only isn't there a 5, there's not a 6 either. Okay. Pride over a mile 1, there's the Woodward. There's the Woodward. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Jeepers, Secretariat, Canford Cliff. Ooh. 3rd place would be good in that race. I'm just saying. Third in that race is like a win in 90% of others. Okay. Conference wouldn't take too much of a hit from a top 5, top 3 finish. Got good bars elsewhere. We do have good bars elsewhere. Let me just double check that hasn't changed. I mean, the chance to race against Secretariat. It's the only grade 1 I've got on the horizon. I'm booking in. Psyker over a mile. Nothing until that there at the end of September. Okay. Ooh, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I want to do this. And I'm not buying out yearling auctions right now. I did have my money come through that. I forgot I bid 3 mil on that. I'm glad that came off. Okay. Okay. Game day decision. It's a game day decision. If you were in my shoes right now, what would you do? 1 mile, 1 furlong, Woodward, Class 1, Grade 1. Pride's run well. Pride's run really well. The rating's getting up there. We've got some big rating horses here. 120s and above. We've got 125, 127, and to top it all off, Secretariat. One of the best legends. Not the best, I don't think. I think maybe Frankler Black Caviar might be up there with them, or them, and if someone's up there, I think probably Frankel's just ahead. I think Secretariat might be number 2, not too sure about that. But my favourite all-time horse. Surely we can't win. Surely we can't win against those horses. But it's game day decision. Do we pull out? Or do we see what happens? And if we do win, does that mean that Pride could have actually maybe had a shot at the Preakness, if not the Derby itself? I don't know. Oh, it's not a bad horse. It's not a great horse, not a bad horse. It's got a couple of extra bits like battling qualities there, like. If we lose, it's been a good season. Let's go race. I'm not looking at it. Secretariat's the favourite, etc., etc. I should have bet on Secretariat. I should have bet everything on Secretariat. Oh, well. Okay, Camford Cliffs, I believe, is number 5. Yes, at the rear on the outside in those brown, orangey slacks. Or silks, I should say. White slacks, everybody's in white. Secretariat just on our flank. And Lucky Dan and Kakapuka, 2 very good horses there. Secretariat not out in the lead. Just holding that stalker position. Archwalker's up there with Number Theory as well. It's becoming crowded, but we're not going to get blocked off unless we're really unlucky. We might be really unlucky. I don't think we're going to have the pace to fight for this anyway. Let's watch the Blue and Silver Stars go. Kakapuka's going to make a run of it, but they're going to fade off out of it. Quadriche de Marais is coming through there. But hey, we're competitive. God, I am. We're competitive. No, we finished 5th. We finished 5 lengths back. We finished 5th. Step 1, let's kick Secretariat out the race. Legend, great horse, whatever. Normal race. 4th by a short head. In a field that includes a 127 and a 125. I'm happy with that. We did beat Camford Cliffs. We didn't win a race with Secretariat in. So, where do we get the achievement? They're going to be in here now? No? Can you hear me clicking? I mean, I can click other places it does stuff. It just won't bring up the achievement list. Interesting. Okay. Not going to dwell on it, but I would have liked to see exactly what I have and haven't checked out, if I have beaten the legend on this save or not. I'm just going to have to wait and see when it happens, I guess. And see if a 5th is added there. What's coming up? 21. 21. Nope. Don't like that. Psycho. Okay. So, a couple of 114s in here. Couple of decent horses. Okay, we're the favourite, but we're not tipped. That's Stowaway with Park near Gapal and Timber Country. So, yeah, okay, so we got a shot here. We got a top 3 finish on our hands potentially anyway. A couple of really nice horses in here. Oh, people on the inside of the track. Very interesting. Not often you see that crop up. But yeah, we're 5 abreast here with a 6 trying to make its way in that Stormbet. Shark and Seas on our outside, leading the way. Then Stormbelt, Cons Dual Sail, Timber Country, and Stowaway. Then it's back to a bunch of others. Park gonna start making their move at some point, I guess. Oh, we're gonna get blocked off. We're gonna get blocked off, I think. We're not gonna have too much to run here. Timber Country is pulling away with it with quite some style. We're gonna fade out really badly over the last half furlong. Down into 6th place, I think. Maybe 5th. But boy, oh boy. Not a good run. 7th. Short-headed down to 7th. We dwelt. Then we tried to make it up. We got weakened as we didn't have too much room to run. And then we were eased back. Yeah. Don't know what to think about that one. I don't know what to think about that one at all. I want to check Huntress. Huntress. Okay, 5. Yeah, there's nothing for these 2-year-olds now, is there? What about Pride? I mean, there's that. And then there's a BC mile. Let's check those out. I'm not going to buy anything in a sale. Might as well just skip through. And Copper's picked up an injury. Oslet. Oh. Okay, a little rough, but that's okay. We're not going to race again at the end of the season anyway. I don't think anyone jumped up in distance to be able to do so. Let me double check these guys. Yeah, no, they're fine on distance. Pride. Pride wins another grade 2. Half a length, but a pretty good run. And then on the 15th, we've got Delamy running in the BC Classic. Mile 2. Okay, not the mile. Ooh. I feel better about that. Yeah, I don't think Psycho should win their race, but How much is on? 150 grand. Just a cheeky little $500,000 from the betting there. Doesn't look great, does it? Doesn't look great. Big field, 16 here in the BC Mile. Couple of nice horses. Couple of decent records. Timber Country, of course, is the probable overwhelming favourite for me. Looking at the tipsters, Eluding as well. Can't see that, but okay, especially since Eluding is keen and slightly agitated. Stowaway is boiled over. Okay. Cycle up into 4th. Short head back, so it was a 2-horse race, and then we were just nudged out by Eluding. So yeah, okay, I think that's a good test of Psycha's abilities. So they're both right on the cusp of grade 1s. I think I want to go that far and say Psycha isn't far away from grade 1 competitive racing. Possibly can win a grade 1 next season. Similar with Pride, who had a fantastic season. Let's not put anything past that. Just absolutely phenomenal. And duly, rightly finishing as the #1 horse in our stables. Some really good races as well from the 2-year-olds. Copper pulling out a grade 2 after struggling with everything else. I'm really happy there. I'm happy with how everything's lined up. And what we're actually going to do is go through here right at the end of the season, just see, is there anything else I'd be willing to take a risk on? A couple of grade 2s. Hong Kong Mile, Cramsey Mile. Catriona. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't look like a great field. I mean, I'm in for a chance to steal something there. Champions Cup, the raffles, getting Archwalkers in there. Hasn't run well. Okay. Some nice horses. It's in here a bunch of unraced 3. They're dangerous. Unraced foreign horses are dangerous. Where would we be here? We'd be quite low down on the list with a good race. Where would we be here? Dangerous, very, very dangerous. Okay, game day decisions again here. Pride and Psycha. Haven't tested them in a forum field yet. We're favourite. I don't think we should be. I don't think 4 out of 5 are backing us here. Coping well, very fit and primed to go. Okay. I want to see. I don't think it's possible that we can win a grade 1, but this is our chance. Yes, it's foreign, but the field doesn't look amazing. It doesn't seem to be a lot of non-Japanese horses, some unraced 3-year-olds, which do worry me. But we're running right-handed. So even if nothing else would mess us up, maybe that does. But Pride here in a field of what, 18? Hey, let's just see what we can do. We're on that back of the front pack. Oh, finding our way through a little bit, having to run a little wide on the outside. But inside the final 2 furlongs now coming round the bend. Looks like we're falling off badly. There goes the field. Parisian Elegance. 3-1. Top rated in the field, apart from us. Goes out to win. Yeah, we were quite far back there. We weakened pretty badly, so I don't know exactly why. It could be because it was a grade 1, it could be because it was a foreign race, it could be that they are severely underrated horses, it could be because it was a right-hand turn, it could be a bunch of things. Could be a mix of all of that. So middle of the pack in a grade 1. A bridge too far. Okay. Now you're tempting me. I haven't seen a grade 1 in a breeding sale for like 25 seasons across 3 different saves. And now you're just going to put one right in my face, and it's not even a good one. Lovely. Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, that's a killer. That's a little bit of a killer right there. Okay, Psyker in that field. What do we got? There we go. So us and Catriona are the 2 top horses with the 2 foreign horses. This is Kranji. This is Singapore. This is a track that I've had success with, even though I haven't had success abroad. Kranji, I've had success at. I've had very limited success at Ascot in the UK. I've yet to win anything of note over in Dubai or Japan or South Africa. There's a chance. There's not much of a chance, but there is a chance. I want a good performance. I know it might be asking a little too much to run and win, but I am going to ask for a performance. So we'll see how things get off here. Looks like Catriona is going to go right to the back. It's going to be that dark horse there on the outside at the rear, making a little bit of movement as we speak. We're currently sitting in around 3rd, just behind a couple of horses here making moves. On to the final 2 furlongs. We got some horses around us, but nobody's really making a big push. Leap of Faith now. Looks like they're going to start charging to the lead. Half a furlong out. We're going to fall off here. Looks like the pace was just too fast. And again, that's going to be 8th, isn't it? Oh, 7th. Short-headed down to a 7th. Behind Catriona. Again, those grade 1s abroad, they're tough. They're tough. Second in a grade 2. Oh, now you're tempting me. Yeah, let's go see what all the fuss is about. Because this has been a good season. We've pushed horses a bit too far. We've tried our best. And in the end, it doesn't really matter. So, Psyker. Decent horse, not a great horse. But had a good season, got grade 2, did some good stuff. Pride, 117 rated with a grade 2 win. pretty good results apart from when we raced against Secretariat and when we took a grade 1 in Japan. So, definitely put those 2 on me for overreaching. Put a couple of Psyker on me for overreaching. Put that 3rd on me for getting the distance wrong. Even though I wasn't told any difference and everything was pointing to a mile, we had the distance wrong. So that's that 3rd. The 5th and 8th are on me for overreaching. That means Pride had a phenomenal season. I can't wait to see if it holds that kind of form as a 4-year-old, and maybe we can start pushing into grade 1 territory. And our 2-year-olds, they all got really, really close to doing something good. So let's see here. 23rd rank. Not too bad. 1.6 million there on winnings. We kick on and see what the old Buccaneer and Illustrious Miss come together to do. Let's remind ourselves, Illustrious Miss looks pretty decent. Color Dance looks terrible. Absolutely terrible. So I'm going to say the old Buccaneer with 3 grade 1 wins has 0 finish application. And that's what held us back. Pride still looks okay. Psyker just is way down on potential, or on ability, I should say. Huntress doesn't seem to have grown too much. That's a bit of a shame. Shift has a little bit of growth through this year. Copper can move up to an 80 potential. Tyrion's got a little bit of room to grow. So a mixed bag there. But that's where we're going to start things off on the new season with the 6 we just rolled with. But a very, very good season over and all. 1.6 mil in the bank from racing. And things are looking good. Don't know if this Group 1 wins. Don't believe that we've got any potential challengers for a Kentucky Derby Triple Crown run right now. But we're starting to see that we can breed good quality horses. Breeding special horses, that's going to take some time longer. But we'll be back to it very soon. Until then, thanks very much for watching, y'all. My name's Chris Orme. Take care of yourselves until we meet again. Back here very soon for some more Starters Order 7 at the Rascal Riding Academy.